video about how WWE should have booked a certain wrestler. Now, we have a list of ones that we are going to do. Now, we've thought long and hard because there are a lot that have been booked pretty bad. Let's just admit that it's been pretty bad. So, we're gonna start with the birthday boy, Bray Wyatt. Now, all of you know he is my personal favorite. It's of course, my wrestling husband, my personal favorite. So why not start with him as our first ever sit-down wrestling blog? So, we're going to start with his singles run. Now, I am going to do a second video on how the WWE should have booked the Wyatt family, and that will be later on. So definitely keep an eye out for that. Subscribe and keep that eye out for it. But I thought Bray would be a nice start. 1, because he is my favorite. 2, it's his birthday. And 3, he is somebody who, if you watch What Culture or Cultaholic or any of those wrestling sites who do list, they always talk about how screwed over he is. So, since he is the one that is always usually mentioned, we're gonna start with him. So, with Bray, singles career-wise, everybody knows he started as Husky Harris in season 2 of NXT. He was with his mentor, Cody Rhodes, and he did not win that season. Now, after that, he did go to FCW, where he was a tag team with his brother, and then he debuted at the legit NXT as Bray Wyatt with the Wyatt family. Now, once again, we are going to do the Wyatt family separate because I feel like the beginning of the Wyatt family was really good and then it got really, really shitty. So, we're gonna do that separate. This we are going to do just Bray. And we are going to start with a storyline that I felt was where he started to get, in a word that is used way too often, buried. That would be at WrestleMania 30. Now, at WrestleMania 30, he had a storyline with John Cena. Now, the storyline, I felt like the storyline went great. I liked how they made him actually scare John Cena, because up until then, John Cena was kind of that super Cena where he wasn't shaken and Bray was actually shaking him. I mean, if you think about it, Cena, you know, there's the time on, I believe it was on Raw, where Cena was standing in the bathroom and he could see Rowan's face, and then he like splashed water in his face and looked up and Rowan was gone. That was really cool. I loved that. I thought that was so cool because you could tell that he was shaken. Like, it wasn't something that was the usual Super Cena storyline. So, I thought that was amazing. I think keeping him as the Eater of Worlds in that realm is great. Now, where we started to go wrong was Bray was losing every single match. Literally, it was, the fans were behind him. Like, the fans were at one point saying the Asuka's gonna kill you chant was Bray's gonna kill you, which I thought, I loved, by the way. I wish it was still around, but yeah, obviously not. But I think that the storyline with Cena is what ruined Bray. You know, him constantly losing, and then right at WrestleMania 30, a moment where he could have went out and shined as a singles competitor against John Cena, John Cena had to win. So, if I myself were booking Bray Wyatt starting from WrestleMania 30, I would have had him win at WrestleMania 30. Now you're probably asking, well, their feud continued. Why would he win at WrestleMania 30? Because that was a huge turning point. Now, after WrestleMania 30, you can tell that people were starting to lose faith in the Bray Wyatt character as a singles, that he was more all talk and not action. So, with him winning at WrestleMania 30, it would have given him that rub that he needed to show that, yes, he is the eater of worlds, he is fear. So, him winning is what needed to happen. Now, once he wins at WrestleMania 30, that John Cena feud, I would have it keep going for just one more pay-per-view. And I would have it end in a Hell in a Cell. Now, I'm only saying Hell in a Cell because we had Bray take John all the way to his mental turning point. We had the children's choir singing The Whole World's in His Hands, scaring John Cena. I mean, come on. That right there is genius. It's genius, come on. And it showed that John Cena's not Super Cena. Now, with that one pay-per-view, we go into Hell in a Cell, and Bray wins. But it is not by a lot. And there is shenanigans, of course. He is a heel, of course. So we have Rowan and Harper interfering in that match. So at that point, we go into the next feud. And the next feud that I think would have solidified Bray is Dean Ambrose. Now, Dean and Bray, I swear to God, are amazing. Like, I don't know what it is, they pull the best out of each other. And I feel like Dean does that with a lot of people. He does it with Seth, he does it with Bray. He pulls the best out of people. I mean, he pulled the best out of Baron, and WWE really doesn't give Baron shit. So, there you go. So, I feel like Dean Ambrose would be a great next feud. So, Bray keeps going with his ultra spookiness, but the difference I would have is have him not on Raw every week. Have him on Raw 2 Mondays, and then not have him on Raw. And then have him the Raw before a pay-per-view, and then the Raw after, and then not. So kind of spread him out. Make the fans want to see him. Make them clamor to see him. I mean, if we're building that he is the next face of fear, he's the next Undertaker, we want to build that mystique. And his promos, even though I enjoy them, don't have him ramble. Have him actually make sense. Have him talk like a person. I mean, having him just talk like a person, still spooky, but not rambling, would be the best thing that they could do for him. Now, that Dean feud would go on, I would say, for a pay-per-view. It's going to be a small feud, so I don't see it going very far. The next feud that I would like to see is Roman Reigns. Now I know where you're all going with this, because you all know that I do not like Roman Reigns. I feel like that's like a Dr. Seuss book. But I feel like, I mean, Bray wouldn't get people cheering for Roman. People love Bray, even though he was a heel. I mean, still, people love Bray, even though there was shit shenanigans with his whole booking. But I feel like Roman Reigns would have been a good next step. Now with this is where we start to get into territory where both of them are in that gray area of Are they or aren't they? Now, if you remember back in late 2014, Roman was booed, but it wasn't as bad as it is now. I feel like right now is worse in a way. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I feel like it's worse now. So he was booed. So I feel like going into it, you kind of have their roles turned if we're going in traditional booking sense. In traditional booking sense, obviously you would want the babyface to be cheered. That's not gonna happen. So we're gonna make Bray kind of an anti-hero. And that's kind of where we're going with him, leading up to where we're going in the future with this. And I'm sure there's gonna be a part 2 to this video. I don't wanna keep rambling for 25 minutes about this. So with Roman Reigns, I feel like Bray needs to bring the spooky, but not super creepy stalker. Like, don't kidnap his kid. Please don't. Like, that happened, guys. And I feel like that was unneeded. Don't say you're gonna kidnap his kid. Please, that's unneeded. But I feel like at the same time, we have a little bit of Roman embracing the booze, which should have happened back in 2014. Why? I don't know. But you know what? That would have led to heel Roman, and we can't have that, can we? So we're gonna have anti-Roman, or anti-hero Bray versus face Roman. Now you're probably like, that doesn't make any sense. Oh, but it is. Because you have Bray not wanting to be the hero, but the fans are making him out to be the hero here. Now he is in these situations where he understands people are cheering for him. Let's be real. He's going to go out there with a more realistic personality and say, hey, yeah, people are cheering for me. Who knew? But he's also gonna go out there and still bring kind of that creepy mystique. We're still gonna get the rocking chair. We're still gonna get the smoke-filled room. We're still gonna get Rowan and Harper. We're still gonna get all of that. But we're gonna tone down the campiness of it. We're just gonna make it a little more realistic. And Bray's promos are going to reflect that. They're going to reflect realistic. They're gonna show, hey, I'm this creepy cult swamp leader. Swamp leader? All right. I'm this creepy swamp cult leader, but I'm believable. I mean, if you think back to cult leaders, they're not sitting there, I mean, how they get their following, they're not sitting there spouting off stupid stuff to people who they're trying to get to follow. They're trying to get followers by spouting out realistic things. And then they, you know, once the followers are in, then they start spouting off the crazy stuff. Yeah. So, Bray is going to actually bring up the fact that people boo Roman. He's gonna bring it up. He's gonna be like, you know what? People boo you. You're supposed to be the hero, you're not a hero. So he's actually going to use that to his advantage. He's going to make Roman question himself. And I know a lot of you are like, Roman won't question himself. I feel like if Roman questioned himself, that might bring a different level to his character. I mean, right now we just have this overly confident Roman who really is too confident. And that's why a lot of fans hate him, is he's too confident. Now, back in 2014, if he maybe questioned himself, you know, maybe something would be different. Also, we are going to do, speaking of Roman Reigns, we'll do another video dedicated just to Roman. That I know a lot of fans probably are gonna be like, you're gonna shit all over him. I'm actually not. Because I have a booking that would probably work and make fans not hate him. Well, would have worked, sadly. Anyway, so with Bray, he comes out of this Roman feud and his 3 pay-per-views. So that leads us now to SummerSlam. No, Survivor Series. Sorry guys. So it's Survivor Series. He is on the Survivor Series team this time, guys. He is on that Survivor Series team, and he is going to be on the heel team. So instead of Harper, it's Bray on the team. Now with Bray on the team, he's gonna be able to show he's, again, got those chops, because that's another thing I feel like he gets kind of shit on, is he doesn't get to show how good he really is. Now, if you watch a lot of Husky Harris videos and kind of watch a lot of Bray matches, you do get to see that he's actually very good. He's very good at what he does. I mean, he did a Uranagi on Monday. Last Monday. Yeah. Sorry guys, he wasn't on a Raw on Monday. I'm sad. Anyway, he did Uranagi. Come on now. I mean, the guy is 280 and he did a Uranagi. Come on. Like, he is very good at what he does. He's very quick. And I feel like that gets kind of left behind just because he's doing this shtick of, ooh, spooky, Sister Abigail, I'm gonna walk, crab walk, back bend. Duh. So, we're gonna tone that down. Yes. So, as you can see, we are getting a little more realistic with Bray. Because that is what wrestling needs nowadays. I mean, you don't see Kenny Omega going out there with a shticky character. You don't see Cody Rhodes or the Young Bucks, or hell, you don't see John Cena out there with a shticky character. You see them as a realistic character. So with Bray, you almost need to have him shed off the campy things that are making him almost unwatchable for some people, and I have been told that he is unwatchable, which I don't believe, but I feel like they need to shed that off. They need to just show he's realistic, but still has that little shred of campiness, spookiness, of course, that we all know and love, because we do all know and love the spookiness. So with that, his Survivor Series team wins. So that leads us into December 2014. And that would be, is it Clash of Champions? I believe it's Clash of Champions. I believe so. And Bray is going to just be an attack match. It's just an attack match. It's nothing serious. It's one of the first matches of the show, but it is a very good tag match. So with that, very good. There you go. So with that leads us at part one. Now part two is where we really get into the booking. Now, if you want to know how part two goes, keep an eye out, like, share, and subscribe. And as always, listen to the podcast, guys, because it's pretty damn amazing. Bye.